Yeah, it has now been made official. Enzo Maresca is Manchester City's new manager. He was talking to the press and everything. And what actually piqued my attention is the statement he gave regarding his exit from Chelsea. According to Maresca, he said, "The decision to leave Chelsea was only mine. My resignation from Chelsea opened a path for me to join Manchester City, which is a club I knew very well. I am ecstatic that I have now joined Manchester City. I recognize that my departure from Chelsea in the middle of the season caused disruption for the club, and I apologize for that. It was neither my intention nor my wish." I just have two opinions. Number one is, in football, loyalty is so rare to find, especially from managers, and rightfully so, because in recent times we've seen clubs do managers and players dirty. And on the other hand, we've also seen players do clubs dirty, like when they get a dream move, they don't care the situation that club is presently at. Even if they are building the whole club around that player, they don't care. They just want to leave because they actually have their dream move. Same with coaches, same with managers. We've seen managers come from smaller leagues or smaller teams. They make a name, and when a big club come for them, they don't care if that small club or if that club still needs them. They just make that move. So it's the same case with this Maresca situation now, because why will you leave a Chelsea team in the middle of a season because Manchester City are calling for you? Apart from the fact that it's disrespectful, it's so very unprofessional. A lot of Chelsea fans adored Enzo Maresca, and even me personally, I thought, oh, Chelsea have finally found the manager they can build a team around, or they can just build a dynasty with and all of that. But that news of Maresca leaving Chelsea was so shocking to me. And it was out of the blues. And now it's been confirmed that it wasn't Chelsea that sacked him. He actually asked for them to let him go. And he resigned. And doing that in the middle of a season where Chelsea was actually looking like one of those teams to compete for the championship spaces or to maybe compete for the title. That move actually disrupted the whole team and started the decline or the position Chelsea is currently. Because that decision for Maresca to leave affected the whole club from top to bottom. The players were the ones that were affected the most. We could see it in their performances afterwards. Under Liam Rossinier, a lot of these players weren't playing well. And it was widely reported that a lot of them were so happy with Maresca. But when he left, a lot of them got confused and just decided to just down tools and all of that. And that led to Chelsea finishing 10th. And now you can see a lot of these players want to leave. A clear example is Cucurella going to Madrid already. In the middle of the season or close to the end of the season, Enzo Fernandez was already talking about leaving. All of this started with Enzo Maresca leaving. You can say, oh, maybe he didn't believe in the board. Maybe he didn't believe that the board will build or buy into his vision. But I don't see a reason why they should have done that. And that's why it was reported that Chelsea at some point were looking for compensation because they thought or they think that Maresca was still talking to Man City while he was still at the job at Chelsea. That is very disrespectful. Maresca is a good coach, but that move he made was so unprofessional and it was so disrespectful for Chelsea. My second opinion is more of a question, which is, did Maresca feel like he won't get that manager position at Chelsea? I mean, the position to make decisions about players you want to come to the club, players you want out of the club, and all of that. Did Maresca feel like he won't be able to get that position at Chelsea and that position was on offer at Manchester City? Because like we all know, presently, Manchester City are a better team than Chelsea. They have the players already. They just need one or two players or one or two good signings. So regardless of the fact that Man City didn't win the league last season, they still had a good season. They still won 2 trophies. The players are still there. Majority of the players are there. It will be very hard for any coach to turn down this Manchester City job. But the question is, couldn't Maresca have gotten the same treatment at Chelsea? You know, the way he started the contract at Chelsea, was it on the basis of him becoming a manager or having a say in the transfer policy and all of that? Couldn't Maresca had been able to discuss new contract terms with the Chelsea owners and say, oh, I want to have a say in the signings and players that will come to the club? Because now, Xabi Alonso is the new manager of Chelsea. And in the contract, it was reported that Xabi Alonso will have a say in the transfer decisions. Will basically be a manager, not just a coach this time. So it means that maybe these Chelsea owners were open to having a manager and they just needed someone to do it with, because they didn't do it with Liam Rossinier. Other coaches before them, they didn't do it with them. And the fact that they weren't the one that sacked Enzo Maresca, it meant that probably they had Enzo Maresca in high esteem and maybe they were just looking for a time to negotiate a contract or anything. I don't know. I'm just assuming and all of that, because the fact that Enzo Maresca actually came out and said, "No, I wasn't sacked. I decided to resign because I saw an opportunity at Manchester City," just go to clarify or confirm some certain assumptions that has been happening behind the scene. Because reports came out that Enzo Maresca decided to go to Man City even while he was still at the job at Chelsea. He even attended interviews and all of that, even while he was still at the job at Chelsea. And that's why Chelsea was looking for a compensation from Man City, because that decision for Man City to go for a manager that was still in a job in the middle of a season actually destroyed Chelsea's season. Because the decision for Enzo Maresca to leave, I mean, turned those players' head, made them not focused, made them doubting their position, made them started doubting if they still have a future at Chelsea and all of that. So, the question is, would Chelsea had given Enzo Maresca the manager role at Chelsea, or was it a good decision for Enzo Maresca to go to Man City? Because now it's looking like Enzo Maresca just used Chelsea as a stepping stone. Yeah, he was at Man City before as the assistant manager and all of that, but I felt he had a good job at Chelsea and he just needed to maybe talk to the owners, just to revisit his contract and say, "Yeah, see, I won trophies for you guys already. Let's build this team. Give me the permission, give me the right, give me the free hand to go about these transfers and all of that." Anyways, these are just my assumptions and my opinions. So maybe Chelsea fans know better. Life, the goal is to go higher in our job and in everything we do. And presently, Man City are a well-balanced team in terms of management, in terms of players they sign, their transfer policy and structure and everything. And due to the fact that Enzo Maresca is used to the whole environment there, he was an assistant coach under Pep Guardiola at Man City, and he was part of the coaching staff that won the treble at Manchester City. So he's familiar with some of those players and the environment, the staffs and everything. So maybe it was a good decision for him, because presently Man City is a better club than Chelsea. For him personally, an upgrade to his career. So I wish him well and I hope he do well there.